though he was a scholar by the time and all that. So for 18 times to get the meaning of Charama Slokam. And our Acharya graced us with the Tirumantrartham in 2007 in New Jersey, in winter time when Swamiji was here. And 3 years later, Swamiji graced us with Dvaya Mantram. And again 3 years later, we are here to, Swamiji is going to reveal the secrets of the Charama Slokam, and we are extremely fortunate. And please utilize today and tomorrow, every second of this time, to listen to Swamiji and understand the secrets, rahasya. Jai Srinath. Let us please stand and request Swamiji. Let us do prarthana first. Stand up. कास्यवान्मय संजातं नारायण पदाश्रितं श्रीमन्नारायणं वन्दे यतीश्वरश्रियादुषम् ॐ अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः जय श्री मन्त्रमन्त्रार्थदं गुरुं श्रीमन्नारायणाचार्य मानुजयतिं भजे लोकाचार्याय गुरवे कृष्णपादस्य सूनवे संसारभोगि संदष्टा जीवजीवातवे नमः।
Sorry.
Jai Srimanath.
Jai Srimanath.
We are privileged to speak about Tirumantra, Dvaya Mantra and Charama Slokam. Great people put a lot of effort to know these mantras, and after long effort, they were able to get those mantras and the essence of those mantras, reducing our pains, and also to bless us all. Great Acharyas revealed the secrets of those mantras to all of us so that we can understand what we are and also just walk along the way to experience the grace of God, the Almighty Narayana. Tirumantram is the essence of all the Vedas. Tirumantram is Narayana Ashtakshari Mahamantra. Dvayamantram is the elaboration of that mantra. And Charama Sloka is the elaboration of that Dvayamantra. So there is a link between these three mantras. Ashtakshari Mahamantra, all the sages unanimously and with a single tone, they declared is the quintessence of all the Vedas. Our great Lord Narayana came down to this earth to reveal that mantra, for which he became Guru and also disciple. Because any kind of secret, if one is interested to know, we need to have basically the seeking attitude. If anything explained, anything given without
asking, it carries no value at all. And people think that the person who gives those secrets is a crazy guy. If a person stands in between the roads in a junction and starts saying, hey, this road goes to this place, that road goes to that place, and so on and so forth. So people think, no, probably there is something problem with him. But if somebody asks, hey, how can I go to this place? And if somebody answers, then we feel the value of that advice. So asking and knowing is the better way of understanding. For common things even. When that is the case, for the topics that are related to the life, related to the knowledge, related to the soul, and related to God, etc., if they are just revealed without somebody seeking or asking, people think, okay, probably nobody is there for him to listen. So, just trying to catch hold of us and, okay, let us bless him by listening to him. So, people pose like that. That's why somebody should ask, Na prushtaha kasyachit bruyad is the rule. Na prushtaha, without asking, kasyachit, to whoever he may be, bruyad, na bruyad, should not be told anything that is good. In this world, asking is, becomes a prestigious issue. Should I ask? No. I know many things. Why should I ask him first? Or I can just research and find out. I can read books. Books are available. Is it necessary to ask? Is it worth knowing, basically? And if we think that knowing about something is really worth, and then is it necessary to go and ask somebody? I myself can find it out. This kind of attitudes will be there in the world. So, what is the real nature of a person who should behave like a student, a disciple? And if at all there is a disciple, and there must be one who is really fit enough to teach something to him, whom we call as the Guru. How a Guru should be is another question. Because in the world, becoming Guru is pretty easy. Because you sit, people start coming and just falling at the feet, and when they come, they bring a couple of fruits and just give you. And again, they bring some fruits and flowers and just they offer the Pada Puja. And of course, in the process, they drop a few bugs also when you keep a container next to you. And it's easy way of just earning things. So becoming Guru is very easy, just because you have the tongue and mind, and you can start speaking about the things, and just you can market the things well. If you are just having a peace of mind, not P-E-A-C-E, but P-I-S-C-E. So if you have this a little peace of mind, and then just you can start marketing the things, and you can, survive really well. Becoming Guru is easy. But what a Guru is, how a Guru should be, is very difficult to understand, for which God came down all the way to become a Guru and to show how one Guru should conduct himself and deal with the people around. And also to become a disciple, people feel it's pretty easy, why necessarily we have to just break our heads and stuff like this. Just go to someone and just be like a disciple, and they take all the responsibilities, and we can be by ourselves. So we need not take much pain of doing all those things, just like a little baby with a mother, and that's it, you know. Every care is taken. That's how some people think becoming disciple is easy. Some people think becoming guru is easy, but both are very difficult to be. For which God has taken as a Nara and Narayana forms, and as a Nara, then he became a disciple, as a Narayana he became a guru, and then he just revealed the secrecy of the mantras and Vedas, and that became Astakshari Mahamantra. Though it's given by the Lord Narayana out of compassion, but again there are certain restrictions and rules as how to chant the mantra and how to understand the meaning of that and so on and so forth. Many rules and restrictions, many rigidities, you know, are recommended for the Astakshari Mahamantra. If you cannot take a shower and purify yourself, you are not supposed to chant the mantra, and if you eat something, you are not supposed to chant the mantra, and if you are not clean, you are supposed to chant the mantra, and if it's not properly taken, you are not supposed to chant the mantra. And so many rules and restrictions are there for Astakshari Mahamantra, for which God thought probably I have to just bring it still down to the little bit. Anytime, anyone can chant something, if at all interested. And it should be given out of compassion. So he chose the compassion personified is our mother. So he chose the mother as the revealer and preceptor of another mantra called Dvaya mantra, which blesses things here and also blesses the joy there as well. So he has given another mantra called Dvaya mantra, picking up from the Vedas as the essence of those Vedas, and also the elaborator of the Astakshari Mahamantra. A few things which were not really described in Astakshari Mahamantra were just picked up and then gave as the a secret, another secret called Dvaya mantra. Though God has given Dvaya mantra, but people took it as okay, I surrender and I want to enjoy these things and that's enough. But surrenderance itself has so many things, how to surrender. And what are the preconditions, before surrendering yourself to God? If one wants to take some pills for energizing oneself, and how he has to take the pills for energy. Taking pills for energy is really good. Or taking food for energy is also good. But when you want to take the food, you need to observe certain things like, are you healthy now? Is there any problem with health? Are there any deficiencies in the body? You need to know basically that. And if there is no fever, if there is no other ailment in the body, then add something to add strength. It's good. But when there is some kind of an ailment in the body, and when you add the strong strength pills, some kind of vitamin stuff like that, what happens? The problem, the disease or the ailment becomes more and more strong. So the energy, medicine, whatever just you gave, helps to energize the problem, the disease, the ailment. So before giving any kind of the energetic thing to the body, you need to see that there is no ailment in the body and it should be removed, first of all cleared. And then if you add something to add energy, and then the energy will That means past things must be removed and then fresh things should be adopted. And if you want to just paint the wall, and if you just bring something new papers and stuff and start putting on there, it doesn't look nice. First of all, you wash it, clean it, and remove if there are any scratches on that. And then you make some kind of adjustments if there are any holes and stuff. Fill them up, clean them, and then if you stick on some pepper on the wall, or if you paint on the wall, then the wall looks really beautiful, enjoyable. And without removing any dirt stuff, and then you start just painting, keeping the holes on that, and keeping the scratches on that, and keeping the paper pieces on that, and the flower pieces on that, and then you start painting, it looks so awkward. So, before adding something good, see that the deficiencies that are prevailing previously should be addressed first. And then only just you can have the fresh things applied on that, which really gives good look to that. In Dvaya Mantra, it is said, surrender to the Lord. Charanam Saranam Prapatye. But how to Saranam Prapatye is not really revealed there. So, to explain how to surrender, again God felt the need of giving something else, and he thought it is a Charama Slokam which should be given. As a matter of fact, the purpose of avatara, any avatara in that sense, is to give some Charama Slokam to us. You take any avatara in that sense, you take Rama avatara, did many things, but the very purpose of coming as Rama is to give something to you. What to give? An essence, an activity by which the purpose of your life will be fulfilled. And what we call it as Charama Slokam. Rama Avatara purpose is to give Charama Slokam. Varaha Avatara purpose is to give Charama Slokam. Nrsimha Avatara, the purpose is to give Charama Slokam. And in each of those avatars, just he gave some message. And that message is very, very powerful. During the Rama Avatara, what is the message has given? He gave 2 slokas as the essence of the entire Rama Avatara. Know them? Finish. Sakradeva Prapannada Tavasmi Jeeyar. Just once on yours. That's it, because you are blessed with the mind and think about it, and you are blessed with the tongue, speak about that. That's enough. What do you do? Abhayam sarva bhutebhyo dadami. I give them protection from all sorts of elements of this universe, no matter what it is. Sarva bhutebhyo dadami. Etad vratam mama. This is my what you call this is my ritual. How strong is that? This is my vratam. On ordinary days we follow certain rules. But during the vrata days we follow rules very rigidly. So strict. So he said, this is my vrata. That means if I ignore this, then the very purpose of my life is gone. And mitra bhavena sampraptam. And he's a wicked guy, then what are you going to do? No problem. It's okay. If he's the worst of the sinners, what are you going to do? That's okay. The more worst, the more wonderful for me. If I remove the stomach ache and headache and the hand pain and the knee pain, that's not a great job, And if I remove something which was not at all addressed by any great doctors and across the world, anywhere in the biggest hospitals, and if I was able to just remove that, I think that's a great thing. Then I don't need to keep my name board in front of my home. And people automatically know that because that will be announced all over the world. Mitra Bhavena, and that approaching also, just superficial, still it is okay. It's not right. From the bottom of the heart, no one should come and surrender to him. If the superficially he said, still I accept him. Natya Jeeyar Kathanchana, and let him do anything or let others try in any respect possible, but I am not just going to give such person up at all. If there are doshas are there, dosho yadyapi tasya syat, let there be doshas, I don't mind. And do you think that great people will accept you? Satam etat agarhita. Great people never reject this kind of thing. They accept it as it is. This is what Rama said. No. That is called Charama Slokam. Giving the Charama Slokam is the ultimate purpose of Rama Avatar, for which he tried many a thing. But of course, ultimately he got a chance on the ocean shore, on the sea beach, and there just he defeated before all the Vanaras, as if he is talking to Sugriva. This is one purpose. So also if you take Varaha Avatara, there is a sloka. If you take Narasimha Avatara, there is a sloka. Even for Krishna Avatara also that is the purpose. Having come to this close to Kali Yuga, Lord Krishna thought, I should give some mantra to these people so that in Kali Yuga, he knows obviously there will be no rule, there will be no regulation, there will be no law that works, there will be always rowdyism and gundaism only will rule the countries, and corruption becomes, the national policy. So these kind of things he already knows in a way. But having known all these kind of things, he wanted to give, at least there will be some people who want protection, I need to provide something for them. When you know that rain is going to come, obviously, because of the climatic conditions, and you have to go, then what do? Then you take a raincoat or an umbrella, just you go. You won't stop your work. And you don't curse the rain as well. So also when the corruption comes, don't try to curse the corruption, and don't try to curse the people who are doing. But you keep lighting up the lamp and darkness as automatically goes. Thus, you start spreading the message, you start doing the things in a better way, and the other things will slowly reduced. But see that they won't disturb you basically. That is very important, You got to keep doing, and this proceeding is one thing, but the other part is let them not raise to just stop you, to keep a big blockade in your path. That's very important. And then that's all. This is what we need to do, So there will be, in spite of these things happening in this world, there will be definitely a few people who think of God, who think of justice, who think of loyalty, who think of benevolence, and who tries to understand, who tries to do something for the what you call the self-realization and God-realization kind of things, and those who will be there, philanthropies, and who try to understand something, who try to do something. There will be people like that, in all the eras, let it be Kruta Yuga or let it be Kali Yuga. There will be people. Even in the planets like the moon, where they think that there is absolutely no water, there will be definitely a place where you have at least any water. sun, you see a burning planet, a boiling planet. But you think that there will be no room at all for coldness on the planet, right? You know that's how we think first it is. Burning, burning, burning. That's true. But even in the sun, we are sure there will be some place, maybe top, middle, or this end or that end. I don't know. But for sure, there will be a place where at least you can find just a couple of drops of cold water. Yes, it will be there on the sun. And also water will be there on the moon as well. So, even the worst of the situations, the worst of the places, even the worst of the seasons, at least there will be something good that prevails. Because of that, the whole thing will be survived, See, even in the time like this, so many people to know something good. On a working day, in the daytime, there will be people, that's where we are optimistic, you understand? Though things are going worse and worse, but we are still optimistic because there are at least a few people like you guys, who think something good. And for such people, he thought we have to provide some protection. We have to give something to them. And he was just searching for a person through whom he can deliver it in a better way. That is it. He wanted to give such things to this Kali Yuga, what we call it as the Charama Slokam. He wanted to give it. But he did not find any person. In fact, the very life mission of becoming Lord Krishna is that, just giving the Charama Sloka and just say bye and go. That is what he wanted. But for which he was supposed to wait for 100 years. He got into our Yuga to get a person, a single person. He was to wait for almost 100 years. No, we are really great, we got so many people to do that. And the very mission of that is that, and he came and he wanted to say things. But people should believe in him, right, first of all. Then only his word is valued by them. If really they don't believe in him, how do they value his words? Even he speaks something, greatest of the secrets, but how do they value? So he wanted to show and say. And the period of Ramadana was very good because what he said on the seashore, everybody believed. But Krishnavara is not like that because very near to Kali Yuga. The impact of Kali Yuga will definitely be there in the ending part of the also. Because when the both are just clubbing together, something this will be here, something this also will be on the other. The impacts will be definitely here and there. If you go to the borderline of what you call it, Mexico, and you see some people, sometimes here and there, just peeping from those gardens and these rivers. It will be obviously there, even that maybe America, but still, there will be some kind of, intruders like that here and there. Of course, they will be legalized after they are caught up. Things will be like that. And because it is Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga are enjoining, and because of that reason, some kind of Kali Yuga impacts will be on Dwapara Yuga. Dwapara Yuga's impacts, and it is very difficult to Dwapara Yuga's impact, to fall in the Kali Yuga, because this is very dense, that is so light. If the other thing is like oil, and if you bring water and drop on that, it never penetrates into that, and it simply just goes out. And if it is water and the other thing is the oil, and you take that oil and just put in the water, and because the oil is a bit dense, and so it falls in the water and it throws out the water. That's the greatness of oil. Like that, the bad things and the corruption and stuff, the envy, jealousy, etc., are very strong in Kali Yuga. But they're a bit less in Dwapara Yuga. So when the Dwapara and Kali Yuga come together, and the impact of Dwapara falling on Kali Yuga is very difficult. It is like, falling the water on the oil surface. It hardly stays there. But the impact of Kali Yuga on Dwapara is easy, because it is very strong enough, so it can just penetrate into that. That's what we see with the Kauravas anyway. And so Krishna wanted to show himself basically that the one who speaks is not an ordinary guy. You need to understand. For which, while taking birth itself, he born with 4 hands. In jail when he born, probably on Krishnastami Day you must have heard, here, Tamadbhutam Balakam Ambujakshanam. So when the Vasudeva saw the baby who born to Devaki in the jail on Ashtami Day, the Rohini star, is not an ordinary guy. Adbhutam Balakam Tamadbhutam. What is the process? Because most of the cases when children born, they have 2 hands and they cry. But this boy is not having 2 hands, he is having 4 hands. There may be sometimes things happen, like some people born with a tail behind and with another leg next to that, and their head to them, so with 2 heads, so with 3 heads sometimes. That also will happen now and then. And this guy is not only with the 4 hands, and having 4 weapons in each of the hand also. Sankam, Chakram, Gada, Khadram, like that. He's having few weapons. I didn't ever see such a kind of birth. And then he realized this is probably God himself came like this. Then what he would have done? He would have surrendered and said, God, save me. He would have said that. But he didn't say that. God, just give me the final message, at least with which I will say it. He would have asked for that. But neither Vasudeva asked, nor Devaki asked. All that their concern was, how to protect this baby. They know that it is God, but they thought, how can we save this body? Is it really necessary? That is how the human nature forms a cover, a mask, and then makes us forget about all other things. Vasudeva also became like that, and Devaki Devi also became like that. They did namaskar. Upadeva, Upasamhara, Sarvatman, Rupameta, Chaturbhujam. They said, my God, we don't want to see this form. If Kamsa knows something, that a baby came like this, he may be coming, with a sword in his hand. So, my Lord, please withdraw your form and just appear like a normal God, please, please, please. And then, what to do? He was forced to. He expected, because if I show like this, they realize that I am God himself, and then they may ask God, give us, some powerful message by which we will be saved. But it was a great disappointment for him that, none of them asked, to give some kind of message, some kind of mantra, some kind of Charama Slokam. And then he was disappointed and said, probably this is not the right place then. In spite of showing all these things, these people are not asking anything from me. Is not believing in me, it looks like. So staying here is also not worth me leave this place and just go to another place where people love me very much. And immediately he instructed his Nanda Gopal, he said, no, Vasudeva, to just, take me, crossing the river Yamuna to Nanda Gokula. And that's all. What to do? Vasudeva has taken the baby and then he left for Nanda Gokula in that midnight. No torch, no flashlights, no one is there to give directions as how to go, where to go. No GPS for them. But, he said, that's okay. Probably he instructed and he will take care, but I'm bothered. So he took him and then dropped him there, expecting that at least Nanda Gopal may ask. In city people think that they are highly educated. But at least in villages, they are more obedient and loyal. So expecting that they may ask me, and then I can, just reveal the Charama Sloka. And after all, my purpose is over anyway. So he wanted to just leave like that. But it is unfortunate. After reaching Nanda Gokula, and Nanda Gopal wanted him like his son. Yasoda Maya wanted him as a little naughtiest boy. And Gopikas also started the same thing. He's a nice boy to play with. And all the Gopikas also, just played with him and so on and so forth. Nobody wanted to ask. Somebody should come and ask, right? Na Krishna Kasichit Bruyat. Without asking, nothing should be revealed. And nobody is asking. Everybody was playing. Everybody was, just enjoying the things, but nobody was asking. So how can he say without asking? Waited for 15 years. He was waiting for 15 years. And in the process, because they may not be knowing who this guy is, and to show them everything like that, several times he tried to show himself that he is God. He is God himself. But of course, temporarily they believed in him. Temporarily. When the Putana died and he was just playing on the chest, yes, they believed. When he just, kicked the second Asura, yes, then they believed. So during a few occasions, they believed in him, but in the next moment they just give away that idea that he is God himself with us as a little boy. But they didn't ask. Nobody asked what to do. Waiting for 14 years or 15 years. This is not the place now. We have to go to some other place and search for things. Then he left for Mathura, expecting at least some good people will be there. In fact, the one who came to take him was Akrura, a very, very staunch devotee of Krishna. He knows all about Krishna. But while traveling in the chariot, even he did not ask him. He is sitting next to him only. At least you would ask Krishna, can you tell me some awful message, by which I fulfill my life purpose. And I tell to other persons, and they also will be, enjoy. They also will enjoy. So, Vidura would have asked, Akrura would have asked him, but Akrura didn't feel like asking. Then Krishna thought, probably he must have forgotten that who I am. Let me show who I am. And then before Mathura, when they were just going through the banks of Yamuna river, he stopped the chariot as if he was interested in doing Sandhyavandana. As if. And then he went into the Yamuna river, asking the Akrura to stay there, back in the chariot. And then when he went into, then he saw the Adisesha, Narayana, Vyuha Narayana. What is this? And then he saw the Krishna. And he was so scared and was so surprised. Hey, what is this? Is there no Krishna? He saw the chariot. Krishna is there. And he saw there, oh, is the Lord there? So he is there. And he was very much confused. Then he revealed himself, I am God himself, I am blessing you. Vidura felt so happy and said, oh, that's okay, Krishna, time is up, come, let's go fast. Again disappointment. See, those who are having love, they didn't ask. And those who played with him, they didn't ask. He thought the Akrura like people are very, very good, because they are jnanis. At least they might ask. But he also said, it's okay, Krishna, just take rest. That's it. Even such people also didn't ask. Then he thought, okay, at least we need to give away the secrecy of this mantra by adopting someone as Guru, and in the form of Guru Dikshana, whenever they ask, let's give it. And after, just doing some kind of help to Ugrasena to become a king and removing the Kamsa, etc. So many other things happened. Went to Sandipani. Because the job here is over. He expected that Sandipani was the greatest of the scholars of those days. All the 64, artisan skills. 64 Chaturshashti Kadas is the master in all the 64 Kadas. Stealing is also an art, Yeah. Dongatam. Even stealing the thing also is an art. That is also one among the 64, the art, the artisan skills. And you have to read a scripture, a comment called Murchakatikam. Murchakatikam is a nice playlet. If you read that, how to conduct a theft, well described. How to plan for it. It's not, you don't think that a theft means, doing something secret. Announced theft. Yes. You see those things nowadays in movies, They say tomorrow or so and so date at 4:30 we take away the diamond from campus. Do you see the movies? They make announcements like that. And they keep all things just like, the CC cameras and stuff like that, And there will be security, tight security around it. But exactly at 4:30, it will disappear. In spite of all those things. So, this is how to conduct that. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. That's what the Mrichikatikam says. That is one of the 64 kadas, Chaturshashti Kadatmaka. And of course Krishna has already mastered all those things even before. But still he wanted to say the Charama Sloka to someone, and he wanted to choose that Sandipani as his guru, stayed with them, for 64 days to know 1 hour, 1 day. 1 hour, 1 day, that's it. And in 64 days, just he's done with all the 64 kathas. And then approached the Guruji and just prostrated. Guruji, yes, Ajnapai Edestampai. He said, instruct me, what can I do for you? Expecting that he may ask something for moksha. Thinking that, God just give us a nice message by which we can, fulfill the purpose of the life. But again, it was a great disappointment for Lord Krishna. Because Sandipani said, give me some time. I seek my wife's advice. And it was so surprising, how the husband used to feel, even in those days, how he's scared of the wives. How man is scared of the wife. Even the Guruji, Nandipani, said, give some time. Let me seek the permission of my wife. And he went and he surrendered to her and said, Krishna wants to give some boon. What can I ask? And the nature of ladies is natures. And she said, I lost my children in Prabhasatirtha when they went to Snanam in the sea. And then they died. Because Krishna is God, Krishna is God. And without him, who can do that? So, ask Krishna to bring back our children. This is what she asked. After all, why people want children? Can you tell? Why people want children? What is the purpose of getting children? They come automatic, that's it. No, there's a purpose. The purpose of the child is to follow the tradition that you are carrying behind. You should become a right hire. No one here. No one here. You put all your efforts and you spend all your hours and the weekends and the time and money and stuff, everything to take care of the children, and also you are really scared not even to say hi to them, and that's how just you take care. Ultimately, after growing, just a little bit, just 16 years old, and then they choose their own path and they say, that's it. You gave birth, your duty is to give whatever I want, that's all. And so I want this much money, just give, that's it. I go and spend in my own way. And then they go simply in their own way. They never care your tradition. They never care your uses and customs. They never care your sampradaya. They don't mind, they don't just become free like that. That's what you see today. And probably all of you know it very well. The purpose is for them to follow the tradition, number one. And then to do some final rites when the soul left the body. Gayayam pindadani, gatyate bhuri bhojan, gatyatham bhuri bhojani. When first of all to set the fire, for the parents, and then just perform some kind of final rites. And when ever they get time, go to Daya and perform something for them at the Vishnupada, and then go to Brahmakapala and do something there with the Brahmakapala for the departed souls. This is the purpose, and just do something on their name so that the world knows the greatness of your parents and yours also. Trivid putrasya putrata, doing all these things, then only they call as children, the real son. But by doing all these things, it is the God who is to be pleased and should sanction the real ultimate release from the karma. It's not these acts will save us. Don't think that, you went to Gaya and just did something and the soul will be saved. No. If you do with all faith and commitment, then the seeing that God says, okay, you did a good job, this is for you. It's a He who gives that. For anything you do, there is a He who gives that. And when that, the person, God Himself is right standing in front of you and says, hey, what can I do for you? And why you go for children who never care you and who demand more things and who make all the nonsense things? They don't mind keeping you and pushing you into the jail and just taking everything away from you. Kamsa and Aurangzeb are the right examples for us. But his wife said, bring those children back to me. I want them. Swamiji went and asked Krishna, hey Krishna, I lost my children in Pravasa Tirtha. They drowned in the sea. Can you bring them back, please? It was another greater disappointment to Lord Krishna. Then he thought, is this what you are supposed to ask? When I chose you as my guru, and I gave every right to you to demand anything that you want from me, you would have asked me, hey Krishna, I want moksha, give it to me. Guruji, did you think really well? He asked. He said, yes, that is the instructions of my boss. That's all. There is no other thought at all for him. And he asked that. Krishna said,